This is not a dog. This is responsibility incarnate. The Rottweiler is power, precision, and purpose fused into muscle and mind. It's not bred to please, it's bred to protect. Many people see the surface, the strength, the confidence, the pride, but few understand what that strength demands in return. Because to live with a Rottweiler is to face your own reflection in discipline and control. It will mirror your energy, your confidence, and your flaws. Those who come unprepared learn fast that this breed doesn't tolerate uncertainty. It respects calm authority, nothing else. The Rottweiler is ancient in its instincts. It remembers a time when dogs worked beside humans, not for affection, but for duty. Every step it takes has intention. Every stare is an assessment. To a Rottweiler, leadership is not given. It is earned, proven, and maintained. That's where most people fail. They assume loyalty is automatic. It isn't. The Rottweiler gives respect only when it sees composure. When it doesn't, it takes command instead. That's not aggression. It's purpose without guidance. The same confidence that makes it legendary can also make it overwhelming. New owners mistake affection for control. They think love alone is enough. But love without structure creates chaos. The Rottweiler needs clarity, not indulgence. Its mind is always working, reading tone, posture, and intent. It notices everything. This sensitivity is its greatest gift and biggest challenge because when your emotions shift, so does the dog's focus. A calm handler creates a calm Rottweiler. A nervous handler creates tension that can turn dangerous. That's why professionals say the Rottweiler doesn't just train, it trains you. You learn to move with purpose, to speak with intention, to lead without anger. And when you get it right, the bond is unlike anything else. It's respect, not submission, loyalty through understanding. A well-led Rottweiler is majestic. It walks beside you, alert yet relaxed, always reading the world so you don't have to. It's a protector, but not a tyrant. Its power stays quiet until it's needed. But for those who ignore the rules, that power becomes instability. The same intensity that guards families can intimidate them. Too often, stories of aggressive Rottweilers begin with inexperienced hands. Owners who mistake dominance for leadership and volume for authority. This breed doesn't respond to fear. It responds to balance. Calm strength is its native language. You don't shout commands at a Rottweiler. You earn obedience through consistency. Every day, it measures you again. It checks if you're still worth following. That accountability humbles even seasoned trainers. Because this dog won't let you fake leadership. It reads authenticity like a heartbeat. If you're scattered, it sees it. If you're grounded, it trusts it. That's what separates the great owners from the rest. They don't demand respect, they live it. The Rottweiler thrives under structure. Clear rules, daily routine, physical work, and mental stimulation. That's its peace. Without that, frustration grows. A restless Rottweiler is not dangerous by nature, but it's unpredictable through neglect. Exercise is not optional. It's the foundation of stability. Energy without outlet becomes tension. That's why professionals insist, tire the mind before you tire the body. Training is not punishment, it's partnership. Every command is an opportunity to reinforce trust. Handlers who understand this see transformation. The dog that once tested boundaries becomes the dog that holds them. Because what the Rottweiler craves above all else is purpose. Without purpose, it loses direction. With it, it becomes unstoppable. It doesn't need constant affection. It needs clarity. It doesn't want chaos. It wants order. Once you give it that, the Rottweiler reveals its true nature. Loyal, intelligent, deeply sensitive. It forms attachments that last a lifetime. When it bonds, it does so completely. That devotion isn't loud or needy. It's quiet confidence, the kind that stands between you and danger without hesitation. When that trust is built, the dog would give its life without question. And that's not hyperbole, it's history. From ancient Rome to modern policing, the Rottweiler has always been the line between safety and threat. It doesn't care about medals or praise. Its satisfaction lies in knowing the mission is complete. Even at rest, you can see it, the stillness of control, the readiness beneath the calm. That's the paradox of the breed. Immense strength hidden inside gentleness. To strangers, it looks intimidating. To those who earn its trust, it feels like home. This balance between dominance and devotion defines the Rottweiler's soul. It isn't dangerous, it's discerning. It reacts not from fear, but from calculation. It decides who and what deserves its attention. And if you fail to lead, it fills that vacuum. Because nature abhors weakness, and so does this breed. For a first-time owner, that can be overwhelming. But for the prepared, it's transformative. It teaches control through consequence, responsibility through respect. And when that lesson sinks in, the Rottweiler stops being a challenge. It becomes a teacher. A silent instructor in discipline, patience, and emotional awareness. It reminds you that strength without restraint is instability, that confidence without calm is noise. Those who master that lesson gain more than a loyal dog. They gain a reflection of their best self. Because the Rottweiler doesn't just guard your home, it guards your integrity. Every time you walk together, you're reminded that leadership isn't power, it's peace through control. And that's what makes this breed sacred among working dogs. It doesn't follow authority, it follows character. To own one is to live up to that expectation daily. To prove through quiet consistency that you are worth its trust. And when you are, the Rottweiler becomes a dream realized, loyal beyond words, fearless beyond measure. But for those who underestimate it, the same qualities that inspire awe will test them to their limits. This dog doesn't destroy out of defiance. It reacts out of confusion. When guidance disappears, instinct takes its place. That's why experience matters more than enthusiasm. The Rottweiler doesn't reward excitement, it rewards stability. When the Rottweiler matures, its loyalty becomes absolute. It forms a silent contract, one that binds heart to handler. That loyalty doesn't shout or show off. It waits, watches, and acts only when necessary. It's in that restraint that true strength is revealed. The Rottweiler doesn't protect out of fear, it protects out of purpose. Even in chaos, it stays composed. Its mind doesn't panic, it calculates. Every movement has intent. Every decision has control. It doesn't waste energy, it channels it. That discipline is what makes this breed different from all others. When danger appears, there's no hesitation. It moves like it's fulfilling destiny. To outsiders, it looks fearless, but it's not fearlessness. It's trust in its own training and its person. That's what separates it from impulsive breeds. It doesn't act from instinct alone. It acts from understanding. Handlers often describe that moment when their Rottweiler steps forward before they do. It's not disobedience, it's devotion made visible. That's what you earn when you lead right, a partner who anticipates your safety more than its own. This connection doesn't happen overnight. It's forged through repetition, patience, and unwavering calm. You'll make mistakes, you'll lose your temper. But the Rottweiler forgives faster than it forgets. Because deep down, it doesn't want control, it wants stability. When it sees that you've regained composure, it returns to its post, silent but loyal. That silence is everything. It means it still believes in you. The bond between Rottweiler and human isn't built on dominance. It's built on mutual respect. Once earned, that respect outlasts everything. Distance, injury, even time. Owners who've lost their Rottweilers speak of a presence that never leaves. A memory that stands guard long after the leash is gone. Because when this breed loves, it imprints. It becomes part of your rhythm, your routine, your reality. That's why saying goodbye feels so different. You're not just losing a pet, you're losing a guardian of your peace. But even in loss, the lessons remain. The Rottweiler teaches discipline, patience, and protection that transcends fear. It shows you that gentleness and power are not opposites. They're allies. That real authority is calm, not loud. That leadership is quiet, not cruel. Those lessons outlast the years you share. They shape how you move through life itself. That's why experienced owners often say, "You don't own a Rottweiler, you become worthy of one." And worthiness isn't about status or strength, it's about self-control. This breed doesn't respect titles, it respects consistency. It doesn't care how loud you are, it cares how clear you are. When you act with calm confidence, the Rottweiler becomes peace in motion. When you falter, it mirrors the storm. That mirroring is what makes it such an honest companion. It reflects who you are every single day. If you're patient, it softens. If you're anxious, it hardens. And in that reflection lies transformation. It forces you to grow into the kind of person stability requires. Over time, that growth becomes mutual. The dog relaxes because it finally feels safe. Its guard drops at home but never disappears. Even in sleep, one ear stays tuned to the world. Because for the Rottweiler, protection is not a job, it's identity. It doesn't need to be trained to defend, it needs to be guided to choose when. That control is the soul of the breed. Power without purpose is chaos. Power with purpose is mastery. The Rottweiler lives in the space between those two truths. It's not a weapon, it's wisdom on four legs. But only in the right hands. Without understanding, that wisdom becomes defiance. Without clarity, that loyalty becomes tension, and that's when people call it dangerous. But the danger never lies in the dog, it lies in misunderstanding. Because this is not a breed for impulse, it's a breed for intention. Every command must have conviction. Every correction must have patience. When that balance exists, the Rottweiler flourishes. It becomes calm, composed, and deeply loving. It greets your family with gentleness and strangers with discernment. It knows when to welcome and when to warn. That's intuition earned through trust, not fear. In those moments, you realize you're not training a dog. You're sculpting a guardian. And that guardian carries a legacy centuries old. A lineage built on loyalty and labor, never vanity. When it stands beside you, you feel it. That quiet nobility, the confidence that nothing will go wrong under its watch. That feeling is ancient. It's the same feeling Roman soldiers once had, the same trust farmers in Rottweil carried through centuries. That history lives in its gaze. The Rottweiler doesn't forget where it came from. It doesn't serve for reward. It serves because protection is woven into its soul. And when that instinct meets a handler who leads with discipline and respect, something sacred happens. You stop being owner and dog. You become equals in purpose. That's when the Rottweiler becomes everything it was meant to be: fearless, loyal, intelligent, and gentle. But if you ignore that purpose, it falls apart. The same energy that protects becomes the same energy that rebels. Because nature never removes power, it only redirects it. Handle that power with patience, and you'll never fear it. Handle it with ego, and you'll never control it. The Rottweiler doesn't ask much. It asks for clarity, calm, and consistency. And if you can give that, it will repay you with devotion beyond comprehension. So before you bring one home, ask yourself a simple question. Can you handle the responsibility that comes with respect this deep? Because this isn't just another dog. This is the measure of your leadership. Handle it right, and you'll gain the most loyal friend you'll ever know. Handle it wrong, and you'll meet your own reflection. Either way, you'll never be the same again.